You look at what Ron English has accomplished as a head football coach. It's about 25 miles to the west of here in Ypsilanti, Michigan, on the campus of Eastern Michigan University. And since Coach English has taken over, this program has risen to last year a 6-6 mark. And you talk about the quality of football players, and we'll talk with Coach English about it in a moment, Doug, but the quality and the talent of football players that have come on into Coach English's program and on the campus in Ypsilanti has been remarkable when you look back, to a couple previous years before he got there.
Well, it was really, really a tough job that Coach English took over.
Yep.
And he's shown incredible improvement every year. 0-12, 1-2, now up to 6. Now, here we go. What's next, Ron? Congratulations, by the way, Matt, Coach of the Year last year. Well deserved.
Yeah,
outstanding,
I appreciate that, guys. Yep. You know how it is.
Yeah.
6-6 is not good enough. Everybody wants to win the championship, and we're no different. So, but I say this all the time. Every year is different. So I really don't know what kind of team we have. I know we have some talented players, but I don't know until they are challenged what kind of people they are. I know we recruited them, they were good people, but I don't know if they're tough people yet, but we'll find out because camp is hard.
That's an excellent place really to start, and it's great to see all of you guys, and we'll get to Justin and Korey in a second. Ron, from a recruiting standpoint, as we said, you came in and made an indelible impression on. This is the type of young man I want to recruit, and this is what is expected of him to get the. So elaborate on that for us. What are you looking for to embody what an Eastern Michigan Eagle in your mindset you want that to be?
We are normally way behind everybody else in offers, and this is why. We want to evaluate that person. We want to go into their home. We want to watch them develop. We want to meet their parents. We want to go into their classrooms and all those things. So we want, first off, to me, and I don't just say this, I mean it, this is a great character sport. It's the last one to me. I mean, it is so hard. And you find out about people. And so we want people that are good people. Now, I don't mean they have to be polished. I don't mean that they have to do everything right all the time because they're going to learn and grow to do that. But I do mean that they have to want to be those type of people. So we want a person, first off, who's a student. And this is why. This sport, now you have to be smart. You guys know that. Yeah. Second thing is we want a person with great ambition. We want somebody who has ambition to be very good at what they do. And then third, finally, our style of play is we require toughness. I mean, we're going to play a physical style of play. We're going to practice that way. So that's not for everybody. It really is not. And we've had some guys in the past that it wasn't for them, and we've made some changes. So those are just three of the things that we really look for.
Defensive guy. I love the mindset of that, and I love the values of the program, and they're really starting to pay off now, and it's been a tough transition. And it was a tough deal when you took over. Done a tremendous job, Ron, and of course, I love the mindset offensively as well, with all the spread offenses that are in vogue right now. It's kind of like basketball on grass a little bit, and you forget you got to be a tough, hard-nosed guy offensively as well. You do that from the offensive viewpoint.
Well, if you look at, I think Alabama won the national championship. That's what I think. And I think in the NFL, who won it?
Mm-hmm.
So, and last time I checked, those two teams played defense and ran the football.
That's right.
Now, we do need to get more explosive on offense because we're not scoring as many points as we like to score. And defensively, we can certainly improve, and in the area of special teams. But at the end of the day, this is football. It's a very violent sport, played by tough people and coached by tough men. And so at the end of the day, you better have some toughness about you.
Ron, I think offensively, just looking at everything coming back, 4 starters back in the offensive line, your outstanding quarterback, Alex Gillette, back. Receivers, some young guys would appear are going to have to play there. But a couple of good running backs in Green and Shear. And, where are you at offensively after spring football? How do you feel?
I would be surprised if we didn't throw the ball a lot better. And really, moving Doug Downing to receivers was the key to that. I mean, because as you guys know, the quarterback's got to have some confidence. Are those guys going to be where they need to be on time? So with Doug coaching them, he's done a great job there. I think the challenge to Alex was get the ball out when you're supposed to and get it to the right guy. And do what you're coached to do. And I just brought him in and said, you know, if you play linebacker and you didn't do what you were coached to do, you wouldn't play, so it's no different for the quarterback. Now, I knew that there were other factors that went along with that. So I really expect him to have a tremendous senior year, but we all know to score more points, we have to be more effective throwing the football. We go probably about 7 deep up front. You know, Kurt Anderson is fantastic. He recruits well. He recruits the guys that allow us to do what we want to do. And then I really say 5 starters coming back because, you know, all those guys have played a lot of football. You know, and we lost Bridger Bokey, who Bridger was a great person to be around. And in fact, I just got a call yesterday from Pittsburgh. I think they're going to sign him today, so I'm happy for him. But really, to me, on offense, we're almost like 11 starters coming back. You mentioned the running backs, and we're deep, and it's going to be hard to get carries. But as we know, it's hard to stay healthy, too. So I'm excited about the potential there. And then outside will be better than we've ever been. And that's hard to, you think that might be the wrong thing to say because of inexperience, but I just know with the coaching there and the talent there, we'll be better than we've ever been.
Defensively last year, tough football team, 3rd in the Mid-American Conference in total yards allowed, 5th in total points allowed. Let's say hello to linebacker Justin Cudworth. Justin, in terms of that, so defensively, I mean, from a group standpoint, if you just look at the numbers, you say, well, we played well. We're in the top 5. And yet, what improvements do you want to make, and what have you discussed with your teammates on the defensive side of the ball to say, come on, we got to make this stronger and make this better? What are the realistic goals that can be attained?
Well, we just need to be more consistent. That's what's going to win us games in the long run. What lost us games last year were big plays. You know, we statistically we'd put up some pretty good games, but again, the most important stat is the win or the loss. And you know, unfortunately, a few of those came out on loss, and we can't have that. So I'd say consistency is where we really need to hang our hat.
Well, yeah, we say you won 6 football games, and we called in Ball State and a 2-minute drive on you in that football game. So those are the type of things you're talking about. You eliminate that translates into potentially a couple more wins.
Yeah, it's huge. You take away or change a play here or there,
right?
And it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Very productive last year defensively yourself. Also, 8.5 TFLs as a linebacker. That's pretty good. You had a couple of sacks. I mean, you're kind of a do-it-all guy, and they move you around a little bit defensively too, don't they?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you. Compliment. But yeah, we do a lot of things. I mean, it's really just playing within the scheme, and when everybody does their job, things turn out pretty good.
Good.
Korey, Neal, you've been around the program for a while now, so this is year 3 with Coach Engligh. I mean, again, how do you feel about in terms of guys that have come in, and whether you've been recruited by Coach Engligh or whether you were there previously? There's a definitive way now that Eastern Michigan is going to play football, going to approach it. So overall, how would you say that your teammates, that the program has bought in and know that can be successful to ultimately win?
I think that when you look at it, now Coach Engligh always preached to us that if you're here, he recruited you. So if you're still here, he recruited you.
Right.
And that's something that I truly believe in. And from a program standpoint, I think that it's easy to buy him now because we've seen some success. And that a little bit of success that we've seen now, people know what they need to do to see more success. And that's what we're preaching now. I'm going to reiterate what Cudworth said, and that's the consistency. And once we're more consistent, we're going to be able to see more success.
Yeah.
Korey, I know as an offensive lineman, I know your head coach's philosophy very well.
Right.
And I know that you guys preach and play physical football, and that's a big part of your demeanor as an offensive line. Talk about that through the spring and your ability to run the football. Your quarterback runs the ball very well. It's a big part of what Eastern Michigan stands for.
Well, as Coach Engligh said earlier, we pride ourselves on toughness, and toughness comes from running the ball. And we're actually lucky we have a couple of older running backs as well as Alex Gillette, who are great running backs for us. So as an offensive line, we just look to get better with every play. And our offensive line coach, Kurt Anderson, always preaches to stay the same as to get worse. So we're always trying to get a little better every day as an offensive line unit.
Taking a look at Alex Gillette behind some Korey Neal blocks and this offensive football team. Ron, I like what Korey just said. If you're still here, doesn't matter. I recruited you. So I think that that philosophy can permeate, that gets kids' attention. You're one of my guys, and that's how we're going to proceed going forward.
Well, that's the truth, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I was a guy who played for Bruce Snyder coaches, you know.
Right.
But I was recruited by Joe Cap.
Yeah.
And so I know that change can be difficult, but I was fortunate because Rob Marinelli, who recruited me, was still at Cal. So for me, I felt at home. And I know that if, these young men growing up, if they don't feel comfortable at home, how can they really believe what you're telling them if they don't think you have their best interests at heart? So, I feel like I recruited Korey. This is our 4th year together now. And all these guys, I've had for 4 years. And so we all know that that's a generation in college football. So I'm just happy that they stuck with me because some guys don't stick with you when there's a coaching change. We all know that at any level and in any sport. And so these guys stuck with me and bought into what we were selling, and I'm really happy about that.
That's fantastic. Realistic goal. I mean, you play in this venue for a Mid-American Conference Championship in that first Friday of December. I mean, campus is only 40 miles from here, so why not make the jump, right?
Very much so.
Yeah. You capable of it? You up to it?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, okay. We think so, too. We definitely do.
Yeah.
We know that man does, so, you're in good hands. Guys, we appreciate it. Ron, thanks so
guys.
much.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Justin
Thank you.
Cudworth, have a great year. Korey
Thank
Neal,
you.
look forward to seeing you guys when the season starts. All the best.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank
Ron
you.
English, Justin Cudworth, Korey Neal, and the Eastern Michigan Eagles. 6-6 last year, and just looking to build on and do bigger and better things during the course. And that opener against Ball State, too, as well.